Oh, hey, what's up, Sporking? Thanks, man. Appreciate that. Appreciate the sub, dude. Again? You know what? I lost. I don't know if you're still here or not, Sporking, but yeah, after some kind of. What's that dude in the way for? That's weird. Oops. Shouldn't be there. That's still there. Yeah, I actually lost 5 subs in like a matter of no time. So I don't know if it was like a little bit of a purge or what have you. But thanks for the sub, dude. And I don't know if you're listening or not. Hey, what's up, rough girl? How's it going? But congrats on the kids, man. The little one. How you doing, rough girl? All good? What we got here? Yeah, it was weird. I one night I had like I was almost at 90 subs, and then I turned on the checked out YouTube like a little bit later, and then out of nowhere I lost 5. So that's weird. I mean, I can understand like it losing 1 or 2, but all of a sudden I just lost 5. But maybe that's a good thing. I guess if you're, I don't know, YouTube's taking enough notice of you to take away your subs. So I started this pick yesterday at one of my favorite places to draw at, which is Tully's. It's a coffee shop we got here. And oh, thank you. Uh, yeah, so for fuck's sakes, like I got back to we got back to my home in Japan. When was it? September 1st, after my 2 week stint in Tokyo. And when I got here, I found out that they had they had done yet another restriction on restaurants and bars where they couldn't serve alcohol after 7:30 and they couldn't be open. Well, you know what? I found this out though. They can be, and this is what kind of ticks me off, is that they have the choice to be open or not. If they choose to be open, serving alcohol and having their like establishment open, they don't get like money from the government. But if they close shop at 7:30, then they get like money from the government. So like if all of them, if a lot of them just said, hey, we're just gonna do our thing, and I don't know, but oh well. So I haven't since I gotten back. I haven't gone out. It's been a month. Haven't gone out, and the bar I always go to, it's closed at 7:30. So and also like coffee shops as well. Coffee shops, restaurants, everything, fast food, everything. Like as soon as it hits 8 o'clock, they all close. So the place I love to draw at is a coffee shop. I'm in my zen there. 4, 5, 6 hours will go by. Yeah, everybody here wears a mask. Everybody, except for me. I'm literally the only person in this whole city, that doesn't wear one. And I have people coming up to me all the time, not angry at me, but we'll get in a conversation. They're like, "We notice that you don't wear a mask." I'm like, "Yeah, it's they're basically meaningless, and it's just wearing one of those on my face all day long is a sign of submission to me." And they completely agree. But it's just all of the pressure from, the social pressure to do it, that they kind of like, just break down and conform to that. And I tell them, I'm going to be the one. I'm going to, basically, just show people that you don't have to wear one, and you're still gonna live. So yeah, the place I always go out and do my artwork at, as soon as it hits 8 o'clock, they close shop because Corona wakes up at 8 o'clock, I guess. So yeah. So I enough about bitching about that though. So I was working there last night and I was in a groove and then I had to close up. They had to close up. But yeah, so I didn't have time today to work on it, so I was gonna finish it up today. Where's that one? Oh, there we go. Woohoo! Yeah, last night I've been up so late nowadays. Like, what was it? Last night I was up till almost 3 working on. Actually, I'm trying to get this painting. Hold on a second. Ah, ugh. Oh, shit, that hurt. So yesterday was like it was a really nice day, sunny outside, and they're doing this exhibition of small artwork in the Miyazaki City, and I'm like in cahoots with the people who are running it, and they asked me to do some artwork for it. So I told them I'm going to work on the weekend and try to bust out some stuff. It's not going to be till January, so I got a long time to work on it. But I've got like a bunch of really small canvases laying around. So yesterday I went to a local waterfall we have, and yeah, this is the piece from the waterfall. This is acrylic. I did it in about an hour, hour and 15 minutes, something like that. Can't remember how long it was. And then I got home. And after that, I went straight to the coffee shop. Had 2 hours of drawing there, and then I got home, and we got this big yard behind us, and this old lady, she owns it, but she's too old to take care of it. And there's like persimmon tree, there's fig trees, and they've got chestnut trees as well. So for my art class the other day, I went back and picked up some of the chestnuts that had fallen, and I used those guys for. So this one was last night after I got home from the coffee shop. I got home around, geez, time to get home, maybe around 8, 8:30, 9 o'clock, and then I painted, had some dinner, started painting. I can't remember what time I started painting. Yeah, I was just up late working on stuff. And then this morning, I had a nursery school visit. Had an art class there. So it's just been kind of like on an art, a drawing spree. It's I need it right now. Hey, what's up, brightest day, dude? Saw what was going on Twitter with your workplace. It sounds kind of. It doesn't sound really. I mean, it sounds kind of uh, iffy there. Like I don't know. I don't know all the wording there, but in like the same paragraph, it's like, oh, we're going to look into implementing these things, and at the same time, we strongly recommend, or we strongly, what's the word of it? Uh, encourage, strongly encourage. I don't know if you guys have seen, ever seen the movie High Fidelity. I watched that again the other night for like the umpteenth time, and it was funny. There's this one part where he's trying to figure out whether or not his girlfriend has had sex with this new guy that she's staying with. He's like, just tell me. Like, have you guys, had sex yet? And she's like, basically, no, not yet. Yeah, man. Yeah, but I hope. Man, it's just ridiculous, isn't it? I all of this is just Mama Susan. I'm not a doctor. Guess I have to say that. It's just all overblown, man. It's just all overblown. I we've but I've heard people around here now, they've got actual speakers, and I was so surprised to hear this. Obviously, a lot of people are just getting sick of it, but they have like speakers going around here doing uh um what should we call it? Speakers going around going against this and basically, questioning it all and telling people it's time you question as well. So that's really encouraging, but I think it's just going to take its time here. But again, I'm not a doctor, but the only two people that I know who have passed away during this whole time, anything related to it, both of them got the jab and died 3 to 4 days later. And that's the only people I know anywhere. And Japanese people, for the most part, are in really good health. Eat a lot of fermented foods, get a lot of exercise, just eat healthy, live healthy lifestyles. But yeah, man, the good thing, uh, oh man, I don't know. Like I was saying before, dude, just like make them get rid of you. I mean, I've heard other people say that as well. Just make them get rid of you, and that's something that you might be able to use for ammunition later. I don't know. I mean, I'm no expert in all this at all, but it just sounds like that could be a logical thing to do. I don't like this perspective here. It looked okay when I was working on it. But yeah, man, my best of hopes for you. But yeah, the good thing about me opening. Oh, hey, what's up, Janet? How you doing? Are you? It looked like you went out on like a little trip or something. Was that to? Saw you at the casinos. Did you have a good time? Thanks for dropping by. Working on this guy here. The one thing I like working from like imagination and not having reference photos is it kind of that's good to hear. Thanks for dropping by. Like working from just imagination allows you just to really get like experiment with things. Ah, nice, nice. Hope you made the most of it. It looked like you were having a good time and you made some friends. Good to get out of the house, go out and get about. Ah, I could use something like that. I'm actually thinking about this weekend. Um, they're opening up. I put that in quotation marks. Opening up stuff this weekend. The restriction on restaurants and stuff in bars opens this Saturday. Actually, this Thursday. Shit, I might go out Thursday night. So I don't know. We got all the hot springs and stuff out here. So might take a little car ride and go hit the hot springs. That would be nice, actually. Especially now that it's getting cooler out here. Do it. Yeah, I think that's the same advice I gave you. But I hope you guys are all doing well out there. Give some love to Brightest. He's going through a little bit of hot springs. Yes, natural hot springs. That's what we got here in Japan. It's all from volcanic activity produces some nice good old hot springs. Onsen, as they call them here. So depending on the hot spring, they'll have different kind of minerals. Oh, thanks for all the thumbs up, by the way, guys. They'll have certain minerals in the water that are, do things for your body. I'm not knowledgeable about all of them, but they're just so relaxing. Some of the hot springs are inside, like the building. Some of them are outside. Yeah. Basically, and I you would get it's basically you get about from around this area, you get all the volcanoes. So all of them smell like sulfur, but not really bad though. They smell really good. Well, actually, they don't smell. You get used to the smell. It's just really extremely relaxing. Um, and if you get like stay at a Japanese style inn, you'll have your own room, and sometimes you'll have your own personal little hot spring, your like little bath. Um, Most of the time they'll be outside. Really cool stuff. And those are especially fun when the weather gets cooler. So basically, this drawing here, I didn't really like. Sometimes a person on Twitter the other day is like, "Hey, what do I need to? What should I draw now?" And all artists, I believe that we go through that kind of you know process. But what I do is I just close my eyes, and an image will pop up. And I just okay, that's what I'm going to do today. So yeah, I was coffee shop, closed my eyes, and this guy came popping up. So I was like, I'll do it. Let's try it out. So it must be in the morning for a lot of you out there. You guys getting ready for the day? Rough girl, have you got some drops to go on today? Ooh, there we go. What is this shadow? Oh, a keyboard. Whoops. If you guys have any questions or comments or anything, feel free to throw them out there. I basically just look at the screen from time to time, and I can see it moving if it's moving. But let me get this thing stable. Something's Yeah, so I guess I could talk about the hot springs for a second. Like if you go to the hot springs here and you get like the inn, they'll usually have like a plan where you'll have like a dinner, or they'll provide you with a dinner, and then you have breakfast the next morning there as well. So they're all dressed up in their kimono and everything, and then you get your yukata, which is basically like your robe, and you can walk around in that, and yeah, chill out time. There's nothing like it's just a place where you relax and you recover and you recharge. I guess kind of like the spas, except you don't get that massage and everything. You just chill out in a room, maybe drink some beer, have some good food. The next day you feel refreshed to go back home. So every time my family comes out here, we always have them at the stay at the same one. Right now, right now. Yes, I imagine. I I could really use. Uh, if you don't mind me asking, Janet, whereabouts were you at? Like, I don't know if you've told me before. Probably have, but I forget things so easily. Hey, what's up, man? How you doing there? How's it going? LDG of Geeks and Joy? Okay, who is it? Sorry. Hmm? Good morning. Ah, there we go. LDG of Geeks and Joy. Is this your first time here? I want to say that it. Oh, did I? Hold on a second. Let me check this out. Okay, okay, there we go. All right, I knew the name sounded familiar. Like I know I. Oh, LDG, of course, man. Dude, I'm so sorry. Yeah, like I see so many streams and so many people out there. My brain gets all over the place. But yeah, like I was telling her earlier, this is just a picture I started working on at the coffee shop yesterday, and it's basically all imagery just from my head. Uh, I was telling people that I just like to close my eyes, and the first image that pops up, I just go ahead and try my best at putting it down on paper. It's kind of like whenever I have, and I used to do this, I would have dreams and I would wake up, and the first thing I would do is I would try to draw them. And I think it's good practice for like working, you know, from your imagination, is you have that image in your head and you try to get it down on paper. So, yeah, that's what today's is kind of. I just want to finish up what I started yesterday. But thanks for popping on, LDJ. I meant to ask you, you were on Comics Division's show, right? You've been on there more than once, right? Or am I? I don't think I'm confusing you for the wrong person, but again, like I say, I've watched so many. I try to catch as many streams as I have, but there's so many great creators out there with all these kind of. I do. Here's the funny thing, Janet. I'm going to go on a little anecdote here. I have three brothers. I'm the second out of four, and I. Hey, Captain Trek, how you doing there? Thanks for dropping by, man. Doing pretty good. Better now that you're out here and drawing and seeing you guys. Good morning. Wow. Welcome, everybody. I'm very humbled by you all stopping by here. I appreciate it. Uh, what I was saying is, yeah, I have three brothers, and I'm the second out of four. And my when I was, I mean, to this day, it's kind of the same. But whenever I was a kid, as soon as I would get back from school, thanks LDJ, man, LDG, appreciate it, man. And hail to all of you out there dropping by. I appreciate it. And brightest, you guys wouldn't be here if. Oh, thank you. If it wasn't for brightest, man. If you have trouble with your work, you know what you can do. What's up, Darius? Chat's going off, man. Awesome. Good to see you guys here. But yeah. So my brother, all my brothers, like some of them were into smoking, others were doing other things, and I was completely the clean one. I didn't have my first drink of alcohol until I was how old was I? Until I was 18 years old. Um, and I would go home when geez, this is for like junior high school. I'd go home and the first thing I do, I had my own little room. It was like the size of a Harry Potter room, you know? It was just like a little storage room that I converted into my bedroom. And I would go straight in there and I would just draw all day long, all night long. I would just stay up until the wee hours. And of course, since then, I've always had these. Now, I've loved comics and stuff when I was a kid, especially. I kind of got out of them, and I'm having a resurgence of them. But I had all kinds of comics I used to look at. I would copy Spider Man. I would draw X Men and Wolverine, uh, and I would always come up with my own characters. These really crazy characters. And at one day, my mom, she just kind of, I come home from school. I was I was like a grade A student. I had like, you know, never got into trouble. I was in like honor society, all this other kind of stuff. And my mom, she comes and says, James, I need to talk to you. Okay. She's like, I've been noticing a big change in a lot of your artwork. I think this was when I was in like high school, maybe my third year. And I was really into comics and I was just trying to like make up my own comic books characters, my own world. And she's like, I've noticed some very scary imagery, some very strange imagery. And I'm just going to be pretty blunt about it, Frank. Are you on drugs? No. It's just no. I don't even drink alcohol. I much less like do any kind of drugs. Now, if you want to talk about some other of my brothers, possibly them, but not me. I was like, no, I don't take drugs at all. She's like, where do you come up with these images from? I'm like, just my head. I'll just sit around and I'll start drawing and they'll just pop out, and she wasn't convinced, wasn't convinced that I wasn't using drugs. And we just sat down and had a big talk. I was like, I I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't do anything like that, and I just like to go to this fantasy world. Oh, sorry, I'm missing things here. Oh, thanks. I appreciate all you guys sharing the link and everything. Uh, hey, what I do a lot is I'll just draw and I'll have these little stories to talk about it. But if you guys, yeah, I know it was very sweet of her. Well, thing was, my mom was probably using drugs as well. I know she was like, well, not like heavy stuff, but they were smoking pot and things like that. Which I never did anything like that. I didn't even have my first taste of alcohol until I was 18 years old when I was in Japan. It was the strangest thing. Uh, I used to be very devout about like being clean and not getting into trouble or anything like that. And I got came to Japan on an exchange program at the end of my second year of university of college, and a girl who had uh, done an exchange. No, not an exchange. She was a study abroad student from Hiroshima. Uh, Her family lived nearby where I was studying, and like after a week I got there, her aunt invited me out for lunch, And mind you, by this time, I had never done it. I had gone through 2 years of college without taking one sip of alcohol, going to these parties and not doing anything. I'd spent my whole life just like adamant, like I'm not going to drink. And then I get to this restaurant and she's like, what would you like to drink? And I was like, well, what are you having? She's like, I'm going to have a beer. And I was like, get me one too. And the words came out of my mouth without even me thinking about it. And I was like, what am I doing? And I'd heard all these stories about how alcohol was so disgusting. It tasted horrible, especially beer. It tastes like piss. And I remember my very first drink. It was Keating Ichiban Lager. They brought it out in this nice old chilled bottle, poured me a small glass of it, and I didn't know what it was going to be like. I was all like thinking, oh man, I'm going to spit this shit out everywhere on everybody. I took one sip and I was like, this is heaven. How have I never had this before? And yeah, yeah, since then, it's all gone downhill after that. But, it tasted good. All right. I'm not used to this many people being here in the chat. So if you guys, if I miss like a question or something like that, I apologize. I look up every once in a while to keep track of what's going on. But yeah, don't think that I'm ignoring you. And again, thanks, Brightest Day, for introducing me to Captain Trek and going on his checking out his stream. Those guys were like really, really just completely hospitable, welcoming, and instantly were going out of their way to make sure that people, you know, knew what I was doing and were, you know, subbing and what have you, introducing my channel, promoting me. That's so cool. And I say this all the time, man, but this is an amazing group of people we got here. Lots of talent, lots of enthusiasm, and lots of potential. I got a lot of potential. Because I'll be honest, it feels like we're kind of going. I mean, somebody said it the other day, like, imagine, 50 years from now, looking back at this. Oh, frog, okay. Frog. Let me do that right here. Pew. There you go. Frog is now moderator. And if any guys want to be one, just ask. I'll give it to you. I don't know what it requires. I'm really, really new to all this YouTube stuff. I'll be honest, like I was debating whether or not to even start doing it. So until no problem, thank you. And this is kind of one of those things I'm kind of ashamed to say. Well, not really though. Until probably a year and a half ago, maybe even a little bit less than that. Oh no, man, I didn't know what hashtag was. I just wasn't internet savvy. Um, I had no idea what a hashtag was. I had no idea what a lot of this lingo was because I just wasn't involved with it. I kind of just concentrated on my work. Was out of the kind of in that the internet world, and then I started. It was all with the whole Game of Thrones season 8. It's just like it killed me, it destroyed me, and I there was nobody here who I could really relate with. And I was just trying to get over, like, man, it's like you were in a relationship with the show, and you invested so much time and energy and love into it, and then just like that, they drop you and they leave you, and the next thing you know, the last show is over. Screen is you know how screen is blank, dark, and you're just left there with your. Oh yeah, man, that'd be great, Brightest. I really, really, really um, have to get more of my comic work done. I feel like a lot of these are just I'm doing these to practice, and but I know I just need to sit down, hop down, and get that comic book that I've been promoting. Just get the first one done. It'll happen. Was there more to this? But yeah, like after that Game of Thrones season 8, man, like you're just sitting there like going, well, what do I do now? I feel like I've invested something. I got spit in the face at the very end. And at that time, I was watching I think I was watching Doomcocks. Maybe I was watching Gary's stuff. Could have been. And then yeah, after the eighth one, I went straight over to Nerdrotics and Doomcock talking about it, and it was very cathartic, to have people who were like who saw the BS and knew that this was not good, and who were like on the same kind of page as you were. You're like, yeah, that wasn't good at all. So yeah, and at that point, I started getting, that led me to different content creators and led me to Twitter, which I have to. Oh yeah, Chris, man, like season 8 just freaking stuck a dagger right in the gut. But I'm kind of those people. I was like one of the last people to get onto Facebook out of all my friends and everything. One of the last people to do Instagram, and it was the same with Twitter as well. It's like I guess I'll try it out now, try it now, and yeah, I started seeing all this lingo and stuff everywhere that I'm not used to seeing, and uh, yeah, so I feel very like out of place sometimes. So when it comes to like giving people moderator wrenches and stuff like that, it's all new to me. So you'll have to forgive me if I don't understand some things sometimes. Yeah, yeah, Chris. Uh I'm not really big into the gaming scene, but I understand what you're talking about though, like how all of the properties have just been they've just been infiltrated. And I think what it is, and it's not by accident, guys, not at all. Like there's zero accidents about this. This is uh this is the a planned assassination of pardon me. It's a planned assassination of things that we hold dear to us, an attempt to create something of their own image, I guess, after it's all done and gone. I mean, or maybe it could just be like the perfect storm of many things too, but it's just I'm one of those people that doesn't believe in I believe in a coincidence if it happens once, but when it happens like 2 dozen times, then it's obviously not a coincidence anymore. But, yeah, Janet, like, we've all gotta have that outlet to kind of help us recover. And for the entertainment world, it was definitely Nerdrotics. Uh, you know, I was watching a lot of streams there. And now, like, I'll listen to Critical Drinker, listen to a lot of gamer stuff. Of course, everything with Az and Nerdrotics and all those guys, Brightest, Nerdporial Lifeform, Wake Down, Vigilante Williamson, and now I've got Captain Trek. Uh, oh shit, dude. Yes, there's just a ton of you guys out there who are you're the and I don't want to just call it entertainment, it's more than entertainment. It is entertaining, but at the same time, something that we have that Hollywood never had with us was this is what we're doing right now. You know what I mean? Interacting with each other. Like, and Hollywood's just like, I don't know if it's like they're doing it out of spite, out of jealousy, out of, I think there's a multitude of reasons that they're doing it, but they don't like us anymore. Oh well. Yeah, this feels, it's really weird. It feels like I I don't like to talk about this too much because I know it's just something I go on and on about. It's just kind of, probably annoys people who are around me. But everyone is masked here. Everyone's faces are covered. Identities, they're like concealed, emotions concealed. And I feel like talking I'm losing that part of humanity with them. But then I'm on here, I can't see your faces at all. But I know what kind of people you are, and I feel that this is my outlet to escape. It is that's what it is. You guys are my new form, not just friends, but escapism as well. Just escaping the a lot of the crap that's just going on right now. And man, I couldn't be more thankful. Couldn't be more thankful. I don't shut up either. I get told that a lot. Nah, that's not a bad quality to have at all. It's funny because whenever I was at the Vegas meetup, and uh, George Bolo was there, and he's like, "Hey, let's go outside." I can't remember exactly. I was very drunk when this all happened, but we just started talking outside, and he was asking me all these questions about Japan and my life here, and just other things about my work and this and that. And I'm like, I know that I talk way too much about things, and I know that I talk about Japan all the time with people because I've always loved it here, and it's like home to me. And so I'm here like just talking his ear off. He's asking me all these questions, and I'm just going into these long anecdotes and stories. And I'm thinking to myself the whole time, this guy's got to think that I'm just the most talkative, like loudest. Say I'm speaking like Japanese. Japanese we say, "Hey, what's up, Jedi Bill?" Just like really. In Japanese we say "urusai." Urusai just means just loud, really talkative, just won't shut up, blabbermouth. And no, but he was like, he wanted more time. He was, and me too, man. It was just awesome just out there speaking with him. I don't know why I was. Oh yeah, yeah. So yeah, I felt like, oh man, this I'm talking this guy's ear off. This guy's gonna like hate me, never want to talk to me again. But it was great. It was awesome. And there were so many people there at the meetup that I wanted to speak to more, and I'm sure there are many people that wanted to speak to other people more, but we just couldn't uh, with a limited amount of time and the large amount of people who were there. There was just so many people there, you couldn't get around to speaking to everybody, which isn't a bad thing at all. The only problem was it's like I met so many people, and I the first night, and then I forgot like half of their names and faces because I was completely wasted. But yeah, the second day I felt like I was meeting everybody again for the first time, and then got drunk again. So I might see like names in the chat and not associate them with the people, the faces of the people I met there. So you'll have to forgive me if I don't recognize who you are. I apologize for that. Chris. Yeah, yeah. I I feel for you, man. The people here, they're just open-minded, kind. What was it, Chris? Oh, Chris, you're up in Tokyo. I'm down in Miyazaki, by the way, Chris. Uh, Way far south. Yesterday, actually, the weather was really, really nice, and what should we call it? uh, there's some artists in the city, and they've invited me to exhibit some of my fine artwork in a group exhibition, and they're really into like the whole art as a business, selling and lending out, leasing art, and what have you, doing rental art. And so they've asked me. Everybody's kind of like doing like smaller works. So yesterday I went to the waterfalls, and I did a video. I took a video. I'm going to put it up on YouTube later. I need to shorten it, but yeah. So I went out there and found a place near the rocks and did this little acrylic painting. That was at 3 o'clock. Then I rushed from there, went to my coffee shop that I always paint at, draw at, and I worked on this guy for 2 hours. Yeah, it was about 2 hours. I worked on it over there, maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours. And I came home, and um, there's a lot behind the house here, and they have like an old lady owns it, but nobody. Uh, yeah, life paintings are awesome, dude. They're fun. I love getting out there, like with the sound of the waterfall and everything around you. It's awesome. But yeah, she's got like chestnut trees, persimmon trees, fig trees, and she's too old to like pick everything. So I'll go back there and hello, Red Cranium 696. Appreciate you dropping by, man. Thank you. So I went outside for my art class the other day, picked up some chestnuts and figs and stuff. And so I did this one last night. This is the chestnut here, put in there, and this other one, the chestnuts have fallen out. Yeah, so I worked on this one for hour and a half, hour and a half. I don't know. It's a pretty quick one. Oh, cool, Captain. What's that? Lives south of in Japan. Yeah, it's been a while since I had been out to paint. I wanted to do stuff like that while I was back in the States, but I don't know. It's just so. The last time I visited the States, I was drawing every single day, but this time around, I was I was drinking and eating really good food every single day because I knew where I'm at here, we don't have a great selection of beer and we don't have a great selection of Western food. We don't have any Mexican food where I'm at all. Um, Hardly any good burger joints. Um, yeah, so I was just drinking and eating a lot every day I was there. It's great. I don't know whether. Yeah, this is awesome. Thanks, Captain Trek, Brightest, for just an LDG for throwing the link out there and getting everybody to hop over. I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna have to start doing live streaming with other people, guests to the panel, or I could do like kind of a Macady draws kind of thing, just because I feel like you guys could be talking about things outside of the chat, like live in discussion. I don't know if you guys would ever be up for that, but it's something that's definitely I'm something I would like to do somewhere down the road. Yeah, dude, not this guy. So, nani? Yeah, no Mexican food here, dude. Um, Now, if you go up to like Fukuoka, if you go over to Osaka and Tokyo and stuff, the bigger cities, of course you're gonna find Mexican food there. But in my neck of the woods, nothing, man. Nothing. No Mexican food. It's a travesty. So whenever I get back to the States, my family's like, "What do you want to eat?" And the first thing I say is Mexican. I'm gonna go there and I'm gonna eat till I at least feel stitches in my clothes ripping apart like the Hulk. Let's see where I'm at here. Go with that. So, in case any of you guys are curious, what I'm using right now, I don't like to work digitally. I like to use physical media. Um, so they sell this at the local hardware store. It's basically black manga ink, comic ink, waterproof, great stuff. It's got a very rich, dark, uh, yeah, it's a very rich, dark black. And for my colors, I use these things. There we go. Something bumped it. There we go. That's better. Still a little off here. Yeah. All right. I must have bumped it. And I use these Liquitex acrylic inks. They dry very, very quickly. Yeah, yeah, man. That's the one reason that there's a lot of. Unfortunately, you see a lot more food that's coming about, especially like getting more and more popular like that, which is a little worrying here in Japan. But for the most part, people eat really, really healthy here. A lot of fermented foods, pickled foods, um, a lot of, you know, the meat is good, the sea, well, good fish. They have like a thing here where they're like yama no sachi, umi no sachi. So they have like a good variety of things that you can find, in your rivers or oceans, and also things that are, grown naturally. I mean, you see people going out in the forest all the time picking mushrooms, picking bamboo shoots, other kinds of like vegetation that is edible, and yeah, just eating really healthy, which is why they have a very long, um what you call it? What's it called? The semio life expectancy. Um, yeah, yeah, I yeah, it could be a little bit of a challenge to eat really healthy in the States sometimes. I know, like whenever I was back there, I was eating like fried foods and drinking beer like every day. I know I took at least 10 years off of my lifespan when I was there this last trip. Again, welcome everybody here. I'll probably be doing this. I'm kind of like, usually I'm rushing to get something finished within the time that I'm here, but today I'm just like chilling out, enjoying, like, really, this is just a chill stream. I think I'm probably just going to be inking the whole time, to be honest. I'd like to get to my the coloring, but I'm just kind of taking my times with the lines here, the line work. Try not to rush it. This might be like a two-parter. So for any of you who are looking forward to seeing the inking part of it, the coloring part of it, I apologize. But yeah. Yes, the train system here are awesome. That's one of my favorite things to do here is just hop on the train. I'll grab I'll bring on a sketchbook. Um, I'll have my bring my headphones, have my phone on me with some music, or I'll have like you know um, one of the streams ready to listen to. Usually, I'm just listening to music though, and have like a 2 hour, 2.5 train ride. Um, yeah, it's great, man. What's up, Mike Trout? How you doing? Thanks for dropping on by, man. Yeah, dude, but the train rides here, the trains are amazing and very extremely punctual, on time, hardly ever late. And if they are like a minute late, oh my gosh, if a train was a minute late because of human error, holy cow, would you hear like I mean, you would find somebody like doing ritual, offering themselves suicide. Seppuku, harakiri. Uh, yeah, man, the trains here are great, wonderful. Uh, other than, I know, well, Chris used to live here. I wonder if any of you guys have ever traveled to Japan before. Let me know if you have. And if you did, what parts were you at? And what was your experience like? Now, Japan for travel is great, but for living here, you have to be a certain kind of person to be able to live here. Like I've met people who love Japan, but living here they just can't do it. Wait, uh, for any of you who are curious, I don't know if you are or not, but Gary at Nerdrotics had mentioned on, I can't remember if it was the BBC or Friday Night Tights or whether it was just like a nooner that he would like. Yes, yes. Well, you guys, if they stop that silly rule where they're making people, um, what should we call it, quarantine for 2 weeks when they come back from the States. I don't know if they're ever going to end that. I don't know. But if they lift that in the future, you guys have always got a place to stay here. Always. Uh, you've got a place to stay. You got a translator, a guide. You've got a link to the locals, to the local, you know, whatever. Captain Trek. Yeah, man. That's what happens to a lot of people. That's what happened to me. There's the thing like if you go once and you really enjoy it, you have a really hard time staying away. And that's how it hooks a lot of people. There's a bunch of lifers that I've met here. They came here just by accident. It was like just some kind of you know twist of fate, and they ended up here. And they're like, "Yeah, been here for 25 years." It's very very beautiful. Um, if you guys ever have the chance, if you want to look up where I'm at, it's called Miyazaki, like Miyazaki Hayao, the Ghibli artist creator. It's a wonderful place. Beautiful. What was I saying? And in case you know, I talk a lot. Just keep on talking about a story. It's like a one man conversation. And some stories I'll be talking, and then halfway through I'll go on like a tangent, and then I'll get back to like, okay, where was I talking about? And it takes me forever to remember. Sometimes people in the chat have to tell me. Yeah, so Captain Trek, if you do make it over, again, you got a place to stay. And I would be more than willing. George Molo has already said that he's going to be coming over here next year. Oh, no way, Darius. That's awesome, dude. Dude, please let me know if you're coming. Um, and like I said, if you guys, it's kind of a bit of a trek to get down to where I'm at. So I would be more than willing to, you know, make the effort and go up there to your guys' neck of the woods. Uh, I'll have to be honest, Tokyo. I I enjoy I enjoy Fukuoka in Kyushu more than I do Tokyo. It's like little Tokyo. It's got everything that you want that Tokyo has, but it's smaller with not as many people. It feels more like you could bump into somebody in Fukuoka, whereas if you're in Tokyo, you don't really bump into somebody. But Fukuoka's got everything you want. It's got all the restaurants. It's got shops. Got a good art scene, uh, a good music scene. Sometimes it gets a nice bands that come out there to perform. But I just went up there, Fukuoka, 2 weeks ago. Hung out with my friend. He does DJing now, but he's a professional translator, interpreter. His Japanese is really good. I mean, my Japanese is good, but his is just like really, really good. Yeah, I'm in Kyushu, Darius. Um, I'll let me find something here. I'll put a link into where I'm at so you guys can find it if you want to look at it. Hold on a second. Uh, let's see where I'm at here. All right. Just select English. Do I have to choose a language? What do I have to continue? All right. Yeah, so this is where I live. I'll put a link in the chat. Me, I am old sumo man. I love my sumo. I used to go to. I don't as much now as I used to, but I used to go to the Fukuoka Basho and Osaka Basho almost every year. I've been to probably about 20 tournaments. Um, Possibly about 20 tournaments. Yeah. Um, no, I love some sumo, dude. I haven't watched it for a while. I just haven't watched TV for such a long time. I kind of been out of it. I need to start working on this guy here. Um, to be honest, like just getting into the comic book work here, and oh, Darth Roster, hello, man. I'm overwhelmed here, guys. I can't believe how many of you have shown up, and this is definitely the the most I've had at a stream, and I feel a stronger need to entertain you. No, I'm just going to be myself, talk about my experiences and what I know, and hopefully you guys can enjoy the drawing at the same time. What was I saying? Sumo, yes. So the thing about sumo is if you go very early, like I do every time, uh, you go really early and uh, I got you there, man. Yeah, I think a lot of people are, yeah. I felt like that's how I felt. Oh yeah, thank you, Frog G, for telling them about that. What was I saying? Another stat, a tangent. Yeah, so if you go really early, actually, you don't have to really go really early. Before the big boys, the higher ranked people start, basically the place is empty and they don't check your ticket. So you can go sit wherever you want to. And you get really, really close to get all the way to the front. And all of the judges, um, the referees, the judges, they are all like almost all of them are, well, actually, I think all of them are previous sumo wrestlers. A lot of them yokozuna and people of very high rank. So you could just basically just be sitting right next to some really big guys, well known sumo wrestlers. So what I would do is I would go really early. I'd get there when they first open up, go right there in the front, the very front, my sketchbook, and just draw, do like try to capture the image of their movements. And I would do that for, I don't know how many hours until when the Ozeki, not the Ozeki, what am I talking about? Oh my gosh, the Judio people come in. Um, Not the highest ranking ones, but the one below that. That's when people start to gradually file in. But you can you can still sit there at the front. Uh, uh, until the big boys come in, and then you kind of lose your seat. You got to kind of give your seat up. But until they come in, man, it's basically free for all. You can go wherever you want to. So if you do come to Japan and you plan on going to see sumo, get there early and you can sit anywhere you want, even if you have a ticket in the nosebleed section. One thing you'll have to be aware of, though, is the seating is very, very cramped. So if you get like the box seats that are closer, you're going to be more cramped than you do if you what should we call it? If you sit in the nosebleed sections and you have your own seat. I got another strange story. I don't know if you guys are interested or not about sumo. Um, so I was invited to the last day of the sumo tournament. It's called the Senshuraku. And I was invited by these people who were basically they were the biggest supporters of a certain um, sumo stable. The stable is the group of sumos who are basically in cahoots with each other, um, who practice and basically live with each other. They're in a stable together. And I was invited to their basically a dinner party and a drinking party with these guys after the last day of I think it was the Nagoya tournament. It was the Nagoya tournament, yeah. There are not many situations where I feel like a small person in Japan. But whenever I went and hung out with those sumo guys and went and got, eating dinner and going out and drinking with them, singing karaoke together. I First time I ever felt very, very small in Japan. Um, but this was a stable. Not many of the guys in there were higher ranking. Most of them were, lower ranking guys. But one of them had actually just won a very big tournament in the second highest division. So it was a really big celebration for all those guys. Well, after that, come back to my, down here, and I don't know how it wasn't too long afterwards. I would say like a few months. Uh, a really big known sumo guy at that time uh, got caught doing having dealings with basically the Bodyokudan. Uh, and what should we call it? So he gets the Bodyokudan is basically it's basically the Yakuza. That's what they changed the name of them. They call them the Bodyokudan. Bodyokudan means violent, the violent group, the gangs, but it's basically the Yakuza. So he got caught doing dealings with them, I guess throwing matches or what have you. So they kicked him out of sumo, and then they started doing their investigation, the purging of all the people who were affiliated. And that group that I had drunk with and had like dinner with, they were all, uh, well, I guess they were all, yeah, forced to retire because it was discovered that they were they were involved with, yeah, that guy and his dealings with the Japanese mafia. So that group of sumo, that stable, no longer exists. Crazy story. Kind of shit happens though. Thing that kind of sucks though is I gave them two drawings. Yeah, they were canceled. They got me. I don't know what you would call that. Yeah, they got canceled. And it's weird that happens just randomly sometimes to like entertainers or sumo wrestlers, but everybody knows that like the majority of people out there and the majority of businesses, not well, many businesses, not majority, but a multitude of businesses has dealings with them. But it just seems like very random every once in a while. Let's just bring out a big name and cancel them. I don't know why. It's very strange. Some of you out there know why. Let me know. Yeah, so they got thrown out. Oh, I imagine so, Chris, man. If you watch that stuff up close, dude, man, when those guys collide, it is like two bulls colliding. I mean, it shakes. Like if you're sitting up there in the front row, you can feel it. Like you can physically feel them hitting each other. But hey, you know what? It's a choice. It's a lifestyle. Uh, I mean, when it comes to issues like that, I'm kind of like an old school person when it comes to that kind of deal. It's like, hey, you get the opportunity for fame, success, possibly a lot of money, and this is something that you could use to enjoy life, a very short life that we all have here on this rock racing through the universe. And who knows if you have a family and the money that you make from it could support them for their entire lifetime. Hello, Lucifer Chavez. Thank you. Thank you for the subscription. And hello, Sherry. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. I started this last night. It's basically just for my imagination. Yes, it's a risk versus reward kind of thing. And I'm kind of the person who's in on the side that says, "Hey, if you know the risk ahead of time and you're willing to do it, then it's kind of like your own responsibility, and you have to deal with the consequences later." So, yeah, especially when it comes to sports and stuff like that, because it is a very short-lived, time in the limelight, and but yeah, I just think it's their choice, and if they end up getting like that, then it's unfortunate. But that time where they were in their prime, I mean, they had to be living life to the fullest. Something that a lot of us dream for experiencing even for one day. But oh well. Yes, I appreciate everybody out there hitting the like button, and I feel a little bit overwhelmed today. Like, not used to this many people coming over and watching, but I really appreciate it. A lot of times I will talk about my experiences here in Japan because I've been here for 20 years now. So I've basically lived almost half of my life here. And usually yeah, usually there'll be like a woman or something in mine as well. But tonight, this is kind of like, this is the demon. Maybe it's the demon inside that's kind of like coming out to try to crush something. But yeah, could be. I have in my experience, other people looking at my artwork are way better interpreting it than I am. What I do is I draw or paint whatever just comes to mind. Boom. I don't really question it. I just do it. Um, I had a really long talk with a guy. He's an introvert. His sister is a friend of mine, and he came out to my exhibition that I had a few years back, and we had a really really long conversation about this. Like, you know, where exactly do these images, where exactly does this creativity, the things that we produce, where do they come from? Where are they already out there in the universe, and we just happen to be there, and we're a medium for which they could come through? It was a weird one of those kind of philosophical question, like conversations that can be a bit difficult in Japanese. I'll admit it. When it comes to talking like about politics and stuff like that, I'm not really interested in them, so my Japanese proficiency isn't that great with it. But yeah, that was probably one of the more interesting conversations I've had over my time here. One thing that you will find after living here for a long time is that the extent of your conversations, no matter how proficient your Japanese is, can be very, very, what's the word I'm looking for? Not juvenile, but it's kind of like a repetitive. Oh, where are you from? I'm from America. Oh, what part of America? North Carolina. Oh, really? How long have you been here? Oh, do you like Japanese food? Oh, blah, 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 blah. It's like the same lineup of questions. And some people take that really personally, but I find it, it's really nice. People just want to talk to you. And there was a time where I kind of, you know, got a little sick of it, but now I just have fun with it. And I admire the people who have the courage to come out and speak to someone who they might be a little bit intimidated by. So that's that. So yeah, usually in my streams, I was mentioning this before, I'll basically start off with a blank sheet of paper and then get my drawing done in about an hour, have the inking done and drawing done within like maybe an hour and a half to 2 hours, and then I'll go in and color it afterwards. But I'm taking my time with this one because, oh, thank you. I don't know how to pronounce your name, but I'm going to say Satius Partillo. Appreciate it. Thank you, man. Um, so when it comes to my artwork, me drawing and doing stuff like this is relatively new. Um, what happened is I've always loved comic book art style. Always loved it. Especially when I was a kid, I was really into it until the early 2000s, and the art style just wasn't. I, I'm one of those guys, whenever I listen to a song, it's not all about the lyrics. I mean, I love songs with great lyrics and all, but if you've got a really good tune and you can play the music, I'll listen to that. And you don't have to have the greatest, what should we call it, lyrics. It's kind of like that with comic books. Like, it could be a great story, but if I'm not digging the artwork, I just won't pick it up. And yeah, I just kind of like got lost from the comic book world. And then whenever I got to watching, but there's always been this part of me that's like, do comics, work in comic books. And I kind of think that because of what I was studying in college, it was taking me away from that. And and I started questioning, what I was doing with my artwork, where I was going with it. But a part of me was always saying, James, take a shot at comics. You love it. You love to draw like that. It's so natural to you. Just do it. And it wasn't until last year that I took a break. I run an English school here, by the way. Oh, hey, what's up, Sporking? How you doing, man? Thanks for dropping on by. I appreciate it, man. Um, all hell, Sporking. Guys, just got a new addition to the family. Congratulations on that. I'm sure you're getting lots and lots of sleep. No, man, but that's awesome, dude. I love it. Uh, it's a cute little one, too. Cute as a button. Cute as a button. Speaking of buttons, smash that like button if you have the time. All right. So what was I saying about? Oh yeah, yeah. So last year, I run an English and art school over here, and to play my part as the Good Samaritan and trying to help out with the cause, I closed down my school for a month to try to flatten the curve. Which didn't mean shit in the end. So I did that. And during that time, I was like, I'm not going to use this. I'm not going to waste this time that I've been gifted here. So what I did was I rearranged my whole studio. I do woodworking as well. So I fixed up my shop, and I decided, all right, I'm going to go learn some things that I haven't. I'm going to learn some new things, try my hand at something. And so I popped onto the Geek of Gamers website at that time. Um, and it was basically like instant. I get on there and I find a guy. He's not on here tonight. He's like, I've got a comic book idea. I'm looking for an artist. Anyone out there, just shoot me a line, let me know, and we could talk. And even without even batting an eye, man, without even batting an eye, I just like immediately replied to him and said, "Hey, it's kind of been a dream of mine to always. It's always been a dream of mine to work with comics. So, here's a link to my webpage, my homepage, and I gave him the whole, spiel. Here's my Instagram. I put stuff up on Facebook as well. And he took a look and he's like, "Man, I really like what you're doing. Uh, do a little sample page of like maybe a couple guys fighting." So I spent like 2 to 3 days just working on that. Send it over to him. He's like, "Let's work together." And so we're actually in. the process of working on that right now. But man, this has been so fun. Dude, I'll make it so. Yeah, I just DM Sparkling if you're Sparking. Oh my God, Sparkling. I almost called you Sparkling. Sparkling News Podcast. That's a different kind of image. Oh boy. So, yeah, Sparkling. Here with your latest news, and then you can throw up some glitter, like that one GIF. So yeah, started like just doing research. Started ordering comic books again, which is fun. And the first comic book I got was Batman Year One, and not at anybody's recommendation. I just kind of was like looking. There's a guy up in Tokyo who's got a huge collection of comic books, and I went onto his site, and yeah, I was yeah, the first thing I saw that I was like really like interested in, and within my budget was Batman Year One. Got it when it arrived. I was like, dude. I have to admit, I ordered a whole lot since then, but I've got my own collection that I brought back from the states. That I sent back from the states. Um, well, thanks, Geek Hero Bubba. Appreciate it, man. Um, and yeah, so I started breaking out my old X-Men. I Batman versus Predator. That was so cool. Spawn Batman crossover. Um, Whenever I was younger, I was really into this comic that I've never ever heard anybody mention. I don't know anybody out there who knows about it. Let me know if you do. It's called Oriental Heroes. I think it was made by a Taiwanese guy. Amazing cover art. Like all of his cover arts are just sick. They're insane. Well, whenever I was a kid, of course, it had boobs and stuff in it, so that was really an added gem to reading them. But yeah, I haven't ordered a whole bunch of comic books since then. But what I did get was the Sin City run. I love Frank Miller stuff. But what I've really been getting into lately, and this is because of Gary and everything, and I've always liked this art style ever since I was younger. Kirby, the old Bronze Age comic kind of that kind of style. I just love it because it's so graphic, so simple, yet extremely complex at the same time. And those bright, vibrant colors, that's what I'm all about as well. I love that style. So it's just it's just me. Oh yeah, Sparking, thanks for dropping by, man. I appreciate it. Good luck over there. Thanks for the retweet and the shout out. And man, surreal seeing you over here. Thank you. Surreal seeing everybody over here, like so many people. It's just the Midnight Suns. Let me write that down. I'm an artist and I don't have a pen near me. This is ridiculous. All right, here we go. Let me write it. Wait a second. Is that the one where they just changed the name into SUNS? Am I mistaken there, Janet? Fuck, a pen that doesn't. I'm horrible. I'll find a pen and it won't work, but I won't throw it away. And then I'll go to use it again and it'll be out. All right, there we go. Yeah, if you guys have any other, oh yes, Janet. All of those, especially, I've got a bunch of Ghost Rider comic books. I love Ghost Rider. The art and the old Punisher as well. One of my favorite ones, and I think Gary threw this up on the BBC, the real BBC, was Kingpin busting out of a brick wall and grabbing the Punisher from behind. I love that cover art. And there was a series of Punisher that I really liked that I don't see really people talking about, but it was Punisher POV, and I can't tell you all the specifics of the storyline other than there was like this monster. It had Nick Cage in it, Uh, mm. Yeah, again, thanks for Trek and LDG and all the guys over there for yeah, man, I can't tell you. I'm gonna do my best to entertain you guys with my art, but I don't know how interesting you're gonna hear me just talking about my own little experiences here. But it's like you guys have met, you found me during a resurgence of my love of comics, which I lost for various reasons. But now it's my I believe it's my time to start creating, and it's time for me to do something that I was scared. I'm scared to do now, but whenever I was younger, it was all I was thinking about. And to me, I look at my stuff and I go, "Oh my god, this is complete crap," compared to other people. But it's something that I've had to learn, and this is something I've only learned recently, is that I cannot compare myself to other people and try to replicate what they've done or draw at the same ability and style as them. I have to maintain what naturally comes to me and find my style, which I feel like I finally found it. Thank you, Janet. Man, I really appreciate that, Sporting. Sporking, my God, I'm tired. Sorry, it's 12 o'clock and I'm getting your name all mixed up. It's gone from sparkling to sporking to sporting. Jeez. Oh well, thank you, Janet. I appreciate that. Oh man, I'm feeling like a beer right now. Actually, I might actually get me a beer. Is there a thing about not drinking and drawing? So yeah, I've got this. Get this out of the way. Got this guy right here. He's being crushed and he's kind of reaching for his sword. It's that moment. Who knows? Will he get it or not? Yeah, actually, I'm gonna grab me something to drink real quick. I am parched here. I'll be right back. Beer, tabimashou. I don't know if I can eat a beer, but this beer that I'm about ready to eat is a drink is considered by somebody to be an edible thing. Gonna have me a Guinness. Oh yes. the last one in the fridge. And I'm going to be drinking it out of my. Now I got this at the local used store thrift shop. Uh, there we go. I'm actually more of a Slytherin fan myself, but they didn't have it. They had only this, whatchamacallit, the Gryffindor one. So, beer, Harry Potter, happy. Oh, yeah. Let me not spill this all over my artwork. I don't know if you guys have ever seen the movie The Ninth Gate. But there's Johnny Depp's character is constantly dealing with all these really old, rare, very valuable books. I love that movie. And I know some of you, I know who it was directed by, but yeah, I know. I didn't know it was directed by him when I watched it, and I liked the movie because of the story and everything. It's a really good movie. So beyond that, put that aside. During the movie, he's like working like with all these really valuable, rare books, and he's smoking the whole time, like dropping ashes and shit on them. And as the viewer, you're like going, "Whoa, whoa, whoa! Hey, hey! Don't be smoking around that!" And for some stupid reason, nobody says anything. And then finally, when he's in France, and he's with the owner of the last, oh, what was that lady? She was doing all the, yeah, it's a good one. Um, Man, I've watched that movie. I don't know how many times I've watched that movie, and I notice different things every time I watch it. But finally, that lady in France, the owner of the other one of the books, we do not smoke in here, sir, or something like that. I can't remember what the line was. And I was like, finally, somebody said something. But you know what? Now that yeah, I know, Geek Hero Bubba. Yeah, it, I could say something that's very controversial right now, but I'm just going to leave that to. Oh well. Okay. Um, what was I going to say? So yeah, but now that I think about it, talking to you guys, and it's only now after I'm talking to you guys that I realize this, but all the books ended up getting burnt. So maybe there was like foreshadowing, or with all of the them smoking, or it was. I know it was done as a joke, probably, like a little bit of a comical thing for the movie. But yeah, but all of the books ended up getting burnt, if I'm not mistaken. So I don't know. Maybe it's got a little bit of a foreshadowing there. Maybe I'm reading too much into it. But no, great movie, great music, really eerie feeling to it. Insider agnostic. What does that mean? Uh, you guys are going to realize this after listening to me, but all of you out there are a lot smarter than I am. I just draw, drink, and eat. Uh, and if something goes over my head, you will have to forgive me. Wait, wait, wait. Is that a line from the movie? Shit. Yeah, it's a good movie though. I watched it here recently, and I never knew this, but the copy that I had and had always watched, apparently that was the theatrical release, and then I got a hold of another one the other day, and apparently that was the director's cut, and there were scenes in there that I had never seen before. And I was like, wow, this makes the movie even that much more interesting. And there were so many scenes that I wish they would have left in the theatrical cut. There you go. Again, thank you for all of you for stopping by and checking out the stream. Uh, Again, if you have any questions, feel free to throw them out there. Any comments, critique. Um, uh, uh, Concerning a certain project I've been working on lately, I know, there we go. Michael T, how does it rain? Uh-oh. Well, have more arrived? Bring them on. More the merrier. It's a celebration. Let me get some drink here. Oh, God, that's so good. Oh, what was I about ready to talk about? Oh, yeah, yeah. I can't believe I've got 20 likes. That's awesome. You guys, that's a record. Record for people in the chat, record for just like everything here. That's awesome. I really appreciate it. Really, 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 really appreciate it. And it's not my goal to be some kind of professional YouTuber or anything like that, but I do appreciate everybody coming out here, checking out the stream, giving the like button. I don't know what the future holds for me. I didn't see myself doing this at all 2 years ago. But I have to be honest, like every single time I do these streams, wow, every single time I come on here and talk to you guys, or even if I'm not talking, oh, well, thank you, Michael T. I appreciate that, dude. Like every time I'm talking to you guys, or just, you know what I really like is just seeing everything going on in the chat. Like that has nothing to do with me at all. Like whenever I see people talking to each other, I like that. I feel like I'm a place where people feel comfortable. It's like when you have a bunch of guests over, everybody just feels at home. They can talk to each other. That's great. I like that kind of atmosphere. So, what was I talking about? See, I went on another tangent. Darn it. Oh, well. Can't remember what I was talking about. Oh, well. If I forgot what I was talking about, then it must have not been that important from the get go, from the start. Yeah, but the night, what was I talking about? Shit, I already forgot. That was cool. Oh, well. If anybody remembers, let me know. Yeah, but the Ninth Gate, I've seen that several times. Great movie. What movie did I watch? Oh, last night I watched High Fidelity, and I haven't watched that for a while. I love the hell out of that movie, man. So good. So good. And one of my favorite people from that. Oh, I don't know, Chris. Man, somebody somebody asked on Twitter today. They were like, "Oh, what did they say? Oh, how many times have you been close to death or something like that?" And I basically said, "Well, I'm having trouble. It's very possible that right now I could be dead, and this is all kind of like a clown world hell that's going on right now in the world." Yeah. Oh no, but High Fidelity, man. If you guys have never seen that, go watch it and then thank me later because that is a fucking good movie. Oh, you can curse. This is not an age-friendly show. I'm saying that to myself. Man, it's so good. Like the characters, the dialogue, the music, the humor, the drama. It's just such a great, perfect. But the one thing that, I mean, oh, High Tension. Yeah. High Tension, that's Korean, right? Is that Korean? And the one thing that, like, you know, seeing Jack Black nowadays, Chris, I've been thinking that a lot as of late. Um, yeah, I want to say High Tension is Korean. I could be wrong. Only one way to find out. Um, yeah, Chris, there's sometimes things are happening. I'm like, okay, this has gotta be this has gotta be some kind of like, yeah, limbo. I am in, oh my gosh, what's it called? Oh, the place between heaven and hell. What's it called? Oh my gosh, I'm starting to forget words. Oh well. Uh, Thank you, Darius. Appreciate it, man. It's coming along. It's coming along. Yeah, I'm feeling really happy with this one, man. It's starting to get really kind of purgatory. Thank you, purgatory. Oh, it's French. Whoops. Why was I? Have I seen this movie? Oh, you're right. Okay, I have not seen this. Oh, I've seen the pictures from this, but I never got around to watching it. Okay, cool. Good. I will have to check it out. Yeah, when it comes to scary movies, like I'm I'm like for one movie that really scared the shit out of me, and I watched this when I was in Osaka, was and I was really happy to see um oh, cool, cool, man. Thank you. Frankenstein from Death Race 2000 vibes. Something else I need to look up. As you guys will probably realize, I don't have the grade of knowledge about video games or other kinds of entertainment. Some might even say that I'm kind of a normie, which that doesn't bother me at all. I mean, but I still, I guess, compared to your average Joe, have a good knowledge of what's going on. But you'll probably notice that I might not get a lot of references and have to look things up. But that's why I like doing that. I like learning new things, and I find that doing these streams allows me to get that. It helps get that knowledge that I've been seeking about things. I always like learning new stuff and finding out about new things. Ooh, very cool. Okay, okay, okay. I sounds really familiar. Yet another thing we have to check out. Um, yeah, yeah, but going back to High Fidelity, like Jack Black, I mean, he's kind of turned into a bit of a, I don't know, like many of the Hollywood elites, let it all go to his head, and you know, but his character in High Fidelity is great. It's one of my favorite characters from the movie. Oh, really? Oh, there we go. Oh, I know exactly what you're talking about now. I saw somebody do a video about that. Who was it that did a video about that? Was it Critical Drinker? Can't remember. Oh, scary movies, Janet. To go back to your to that topic. Um, yeah, uh, two scary movies that kind of freaked the hell out of me whenever I was in Osaka. One was the Event Horizon, and Critical Drinker did a film of a review of that a while back. Man, that movie freaked the fuck out of me. I liked it though a lot. It was really good. And I remember um, we I was staying in the foreign student dormitory. Um, yeah. Um, uh, and in our dormitory we had like there was like maybe two white people or three white people. Um, well, not just white people. When I say that, it's because non-Asian people. There was about maybe three or four non-Asian people, and everybody else was like from Thailand, Korea, China, or Vietnam, Hong Kong. Um, yes, yeah, I know, Michael. Dude, I heard like that there's actual footage that wasn't released and it's all just been damaged. Man, what I wouldn't give to see that. There's got to be something out there somewhere, you know? It's somebody's attic or somebody's like a storage unit. It's gonna pop up here someday, man. You just watch. But we had a bunch of people, and there was one TV that we all shared downstairs, and there was no real like rule on who could use it or when. But one night, I think it might have been around Halloween, and I was like, "You guys, we've got to watch this movie." Uh, like you know, in celebration of Halloween. So I put on Event Horizon, and dude, man, like the girls were screaming. Some of the guys were like hiding their faces and stuff. And man, it was a fun night though because we had the beer out, we had made popcorn. Uh, yeah, that was fun. That was fun. And then another movie that really freaked me out, and I haven't watched it for a long time, and I'm gonna have to get it again. Both with the same lead actor, can't remember his name, Sam Neill. Sam Neill. Uh, in the Mouth of Madness. That was so freaking weird. It was just a weird movie. Very like just strange and eerie and it's one of those movies like afterwards. He ends up in the oh, you haven't seen that one? I haven't seen it for such a long time, but in the Mouth of Madness kind of it fucked with my brain. No yeah, oh man, that's so unfortunate, isn't it? Yeah, Jada, I haven't seen it for a long time, but I remember it just being one of those movies. Whenever I watched it, just fucked with me. And another movie I watched here recently, and I don't know if any of you, not recently, but actually been a couple of years. Uh, yeah, I watched by myself. Babadook. I actually enjoyed that. Was it the Babadook or just Babadook? Ah, that's a shame, isn't it, Michael D. Man? But the movie as it is right now is a classic. I mean, that's just yeah, that's a great one. And it's funny, every once in a while you'll like go onto Facebook, or I try not to go on Facebook or Twitter, and they'll have a picture of Lawrence Fishburne. It's like, can you name a movie that Lawrence Fishburne's been other than The Matrix? And that's the first one that comes to mind. Yeah, Event Horizon. Freaking awesome in that. Another movie that I remember Lawrence Fishburne from was Mystic River, directed by Clint Eastwood. He was one of the cops that was working with, holy shit, why did I forget his name? The footloose guy. What's his name? Mr. Wick. I keep telling myself. Kevin Bacon, of course. Jesus, man. No, like I said, it's almost 12:30 at night here. I've been working since 10 o'clock this morning. Brain turned off. Need more beer. Kevin Bacon, yeah. Actually, Sean Penn. Uh, man, why am I forgetting names? Oh, who me? Oh, I'm in Japan, Michael T. I'll tell you exactly where I'm at. Nobody's coming here. I've only seen the first John Wick movie. I know. Yeah, crucify me, what have you. I've only seen the first one. I liked it. I had a good time with it. Um, Michael T. I am in Miyazaki, Japan. I put a link in the I don't know, man. Bring it on. I've had plenty of people over. I put a link way up there in the beginning of the chat to where I'm at. Didn't I? Somewhere in there. Shit, I thought I did. I thought I put one somewhere there. Well, Miyazaki, Japan. I live in a place called Miyakonojo. It is the second biggest city in Miyazaki Prefecture. We are famous for beef, pork, shochu, which is a Japanese, basically kind of like a moonshine, uh, yeah, alcohol, clear alcohol. Tons of nature around us. Akihabara, yeah. It's funny, Akihabara, man. Uh, I don't know if I've ever been there. I know I have, but have I? No, no, no. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Of course I have. Yeah, I've been to Akihabara more than once because they got their the otaku land there, and then they got the I believe Denkimura is in Akihabara, Electric Town as well. Somebody correct me if I'm mistaken about that. But yeah, we where I live, man, it's just like mountains and rice fields and farmland. Uh, Not a lot to do around here, but a lot of beautiful things to see. Good people. Um, yeah, just it's countryside Japan. I live in the countryside. And down here we have our own dialect. It's called the Satsuma Ben. So if somebody from Tokyo were to come down here and speak to like a 60, 50, 60-year-old person, or some of the, yeah, I imagine a lot of stuff is being shut down, dude, man. Like, I recently, when I went back to the States, um, we flew through Haneda, um, and the airport was deserted, and half the shops were closed up. Around here, the local gym closed. I just don't. It's just depressing. It's fucking depressing. Depressing makes me angry sometimes. Yes, there is a rural area in Japan, and I am in it, right in the thick and center of it. My house has literally got a huge rice field across from it, um, cornfields and wheat fields behind my house. Um, Now, the I wouldn't say it's very famous worldwide where we are, but if you were to watch, say, You Only Die Twice. Is it You Only Die Twice or You Only Live Twice? Which one is it? You Only Die Twice, right? I always get it mixed up. Yes. Huh? Oh no. You Only Live Twice. I apologize. Uh, yes, it would be. It would be, Michael T. The accent down here is completely um, it's completely different than anywhere else. Um, Now, the history behind that is, according to what I've been told, is that our area is the Satsuma area, which is basically the sign for it. That family symbol is a circle with the cross in the middle, and that's the sign for Satsuma. And of course, our area down here, if you've ever seen The Last Samurai, that basically takes place down here. That faction who was loyal to the shogun and wanted to maintain that way of life, that was down here. And their adversaries, who they've been in war with for God knows how long, are all up in the north. So, and they were constantly being infiltrated by spies. So, in order to out the spies, what do? They create their dialect. That way, when the spies come down, they would be able to, basically see who they were. So yeah, therefore you get your Satsuma dialect. And even among the Satsuma dialect, there are differences in that as well. Like where I'm at, it's not as thick as where I used to live. Where I used to live, man, I would have conversations with people for like an hour, and I understood like maybe 5% of what they were saying. Nowadays, it's kind of like, yeah, I think I understand. Like a lot of the young people don't speak it. They can if they want to, because their mom and dad and grandpa and grandma did. But it's one of those things that within the next generation, it's going to be lost just because people don't speak it anymore. Well, the young people don't. So I could be witnessing the last, uh, yeah, the last of the Satsuma dialect. It's weird to think about. They even got a radio station down here. Ah, yes. Okay, there you go. That makes sense. Watanabe. Yes, he was. Yeah. Okay, I have a story for you about swords. S words. I'll have swords for 1,000, Alex. It's S words. I'll have the penis mightier. It's the penis mightier. You're sitting on a gold mine, Trebek. Okay, so what was I saying? Uh, what, I'm gonna go and start watching those tonight and go down that rabbit hole. So, oh yeah, uh, when I came to Japan my second time, it was for work. First time was to study abroad. I was an exchange student. Second time, uh, it was for work, and the official title that I had was coordinator of international relations. And the description of my job was I was basically a representative of America, and I had to represent my country and introduce culture and do other kinds of events, programs, and classes to connect the local Japanese community with the foreign community. So, um, if you guys don't know by now, I'm in the countryside, and there's a lot of rich old Japanese history here. Um, and one of the things that it's very famous for is an art of, well, it's up in Tokyo as well, but it's very famous down here too. It's called Jigenryu. And they had a big event where they were teaching all of these old style forms of Japanese music, of Japanese other kind of like arts, and like pottery, ceramic making, this and that. And one of the things that they wanted us to, well, what I had to do is I had to interpret at it. I had to do interpretation work. And they had Jigenryu. So they were going to teach the art of Jigenryu. It was basically like your martial arts of swordsmanship kind of thing. And I had no idea what it was. So they brought in me with another guy from the UK and a girl from Australia. And the event was taking place in her town. Uh, so she was like she was I guess she was kind of, the representative of the foreigners there who were going to be helping out with interpreting and translating. So they bring us into this room, this very tiny room, with all of these men who had come down from, like, I think some of them from Tokyo, but most of them was from that area, and they were all involved. They were masters of the Jigenryu. like masters. Like they're very, very highly respected people in their trade. All right, Michael T. See you later, man. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. And again, I don't know what this is going to lead to, but I hope who knows what happens. But oh, Jinja Ninja. Well, no way. See, I wrote mine with a J because I knew people would read Gin as Ginja, so I wanted to make sure people were saying Jinja, which is why I wrote it as a J. And Jinja also works because that's the Jinja is means shrine in Japanese. So thank you, Michael T, and I hope to see you again. I hope you had a good time, and I appreciate all of the help. So everybody, go check out Michael T, High Desert Comics, Captain Trek, and all those guys. They're really wonderful people. So yeah, to finish off the story there, they bring us with all these big wigs. These guys are really huge in this art form. They're all masters and everything. And they basically give us a rundown. They're like, okay, what we're going to be doing is introducing. Oh no, man, I'm not putting up the audio, dude. You're doing great. LDG, I'm still going to be here. I don't know if you're talking to me, LDG, but I'm still going to be here doing this for at least another hour, maybe an hour and a half. Depends on how, how much energy I've got left. It was a long work day, but whenever I'm in here talking to you guys, I see people talking together. I don't want to close things down. But it's 12:30 at night for here right now. So yeah, they got these guys in here, and they start going through the whole description of what Jigenryu is. And basically, what it is it's an old traditional practice that they use for improving their sword swing. Basically, this practice would make it to where they could basically split a person in half with one stroke of the sword. So they tell us all about it, how people would practice it all the time, all the samurai, everybody would do it. It was traditional, and it was especially prominent in our area of Kyushu. They gave us the history, the Grand Master, and everything. And then they're like, we would like to show you a video of Jigenryu. And the people practicing it was up in Tokyo. And they bring out this video, they turn on the TV, all the lights go out. It's a very, very low lit room, but you can still see people's expressions on their faces. And everybody is looking very seriously at the television screen. And this old man in like hakama, which is like a traditional Japanese style, like it's like a kimono for a guy, but like a loose one that they could work out and do stuff like that with. Walks out with a big wooden stick, like this big old thick wooden stick. And he walks out very ceremoniously up to a big bundle of sticks, basically at the same size. And they're all wrapped up, and they're on like this kind of like a sawhorse kind of thing. And they're wrapped up there, and they're all like on really tight. And he goes over to. So me and my friends were kind of looking at each other like, what is about ready to happen here? What is this? Hey, what's up, Gropio Ninja? Thanks, bud. Appreciate it, dude. Appreciate it, man. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. So my friends and I were kind of looking at each other like going, what's this guy about ready to do? We're like completely clueless about what was going on. And then all of a sudden the old guy bows down, bends his knee and bows down to the bundles of stick, stands up and lifts this stick that he's got in his hand over his head. And the loudest voice that he can just starts screaming and beating the shit out of those bundles of sticks Wah! 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 And my friends and I are just looking at each other. What the fuck? Oh my God. And just trying not to laugh. Trying not to laugh because it was like just the whole setting, everything was just so surreal. We've got like the masters of this art form in the room, and we're just trying to hold it together. I had to turn away and look away because my friend's face was beet red, just tears pouring out of his eyes. And the other one, the girl who was the CIR, the head of her city, like the interpreter, the foreigner, whatever, couldn't look at it either because I imagine she had to be embarrassed with me and the other guy like laughing our asses off. But yes, that is Jigenryu, the art of swinging your sword so you can cut through an opponent in one slice. Jigenryu. If you ever get the chance, look it up. You will be surprised. Thank you again, Grumpy Old Ninja. We might be related somehow, huh? There's not room enough in this place for two ninjas. Just joking. I don't know how many out here still listening or what have you, but you might have seen on Twitter that I've been putting up that I recently put up, a few pics showing me showing my work of the Friday Night Type crew. Um, just like these headshots of them. Now, oh, this is what I was talking about earlier and forgot about. Shit. So Gary had mentioned on one of his streams that he was looking done, and for the life of me, I can't, I can't remember why he said he wanted them done. I just remember saying like something like that. So I was like, dude, I'm gonna do it. So I basically wanted it in a style where, like, the comic books, it would have, like, especially the old comic books, it would have multiple headshots of the characters on them. Like the X Men, it would have just the heads up in the left hand corner with like the price and all that stuff up there. There's probably an official name for it. So he was talking about like how great it would be to have those, and I was like, well, shit, let me try it out. I'll try to do it. So I just started working on it and got a lot of great feedback, a lot of positive, some negative as well. And again, something that I am completely okay with and happily invite is criticism of my work because that is the only way to get better. It hurts sometimes, especially when you love something really, like you think, oh man, this is it. I this is it right here. This is exactly what I was wanting. This is exactly what I was thinking. This is exactly how I wanted to portray it. And it gets shot down. It hurts, but it happens. It's reality. So, yeah, I sent him over to, I just tagged everybody in him, and apparently he really likes him. And I'm going to start working after I'm finished with a couple things on cleaning them up and making them look more like that style that he had in mind. I mean, it's not going to take a whole lot of work, but just cleaning up lines, minimalizing it, and then yeah, that should be it. So that's something to look out for. And yeah, man, it's just fun. Every single time I'm working on these, just every once in a the thing I like the most is about creating other worlds. Like this world right here does not exist. But now that I've drawn it, it does. It's here. It's alive. Even though it's just a two-dimensional thing, it feels like it's alive, like it can come to life. I have no idea if anybody's listening to me or not, but I'm just gonna ramble. Oh, this beer is so good. I'm gonna need another one. Unfortunately, that was my last Guinness in the fridge. Holy cow! What are all these? Hey guys, I really appreciate everybody out there retweeting this. That's so nice of you all. I really, really appreciate it. Just the comments and everything. And Darius, I just checked, popped over to Twitter real quick and checked that out. Yeah, thank you for the message, and I would gladly, yes. All right, that's awesome, dude. Awesome. Yeah. If time works out, I'm more than happy. While I'm working, is usually the time when you guys it's nighttime for you guys over there. So or you're sleeping. Oh, there you are, Darius. Yeah. So I just looked at your Twitter, and yes, I'd be more than happy to do that. Um, what was I saying? Yeah. So like I start work. I usually work from like 4:30 in the afternoon to 9:30 at night, and that's basically 3 o'clock at night to 8 in the morning for you guys over there. So that's perfect. So before work and after work, I'm free. So hey, what's up, Low Spec man? It's been a while. How you doing? Appreciate you dropping by, man. I need to work on other parts of this. So this is the guy going on right now. Wow. I was like doing monsters and stuff, man. I need to do more monsters. So yeah, this guy down here is being crushed. But he's reaching for his sword. Is he gonna make it in time? Who knows? What was I talking about? Yeah, man. So it's kind of perfect, like my schedule for like morning and evening. I could do things in the morning and evening. Let's see. Oh, I'm now going to listen to Mr. Bungle's album, The Raging Wrath of the Easter Bunny. The Raging Wrath of the Easter Bunny. What's the rest of it? Yeah, demo. If any of you are familiar with Mr. Bungle, then please, please listen to this album. In my opinion, it's their best. It's just insane. Oh, I need to get a better camera. I actually got a pretty decent one. It's just not happy with it. And I'm not very computer savvy either. I just don't. I don't know as much as I should about the technical aspects of computers. As you can tell, I just like drawing freehand and not really into the whole digital art thing. But that's for other people to love and to enjoy. Dude, this guy's head is crazy. It's awesome. It's kind of like this. It's kind of funny as I was drawing it. I was thinking about the Balrog from Lord of the Rings. As I was drawing, I was like, oh wow, this is kind of looking like it. And that's inevitable, man. Whenever you're doing stuff like images from movies or games or TV shows, or even like descriptions of things that you heard, like read in books, will kind of just, find their way into your pictures. But I don't think that's a bad thing at all. People inspire each other. Musicians, you hear a musician and you can tell, oh, that person's been listening to that person. We just, we feed off of each other. This album rocks, man. Hey, what's up there, Miss Grant Gregory? Nice to see you here. What? No way. Man, I had 89 subscribers the other day. And I was like, wow, I'm getting close to 100. No way. And then I literally checked 20. Oh, no, it wasn't that long afterwards. And maybe 20 minutes is an exaggeration. But I looked over there, 5 less subscribers than I had. I'm like, what the? When did that happen? And then I found out Sporking had to resubscribe. So I had my first YouTube purge. Yay. I guess that's a good thing. Shows I'm relevant. I don't know. Fucking hell. Uh, Everybody, appreciate you all coming out here and checking out the stream. I apologize that I won't be getting to coloring tonight. I'm like really taking my time with the inking here. Um, I'm trying to get cleaner at it. I'm trying to. Um, yeah, it's weird, isn't it? It just happened. Like I was like, what the heck? That's never happened to me before. Oh yeah, Low Spec knows his stuff about his music there, man. Oh, this beer is so good. All right, it's time to do the wings. I've been avoiding them. Now I gotta finish this rock first, though. Darius, what kind of music are you into, man? Man, I really hope you guys can make it over to Japan. That'd be awesome. Oh, man. Yeah, I remember you said you were more in the countryside, right? Mr. Grant Gregory. No shit. There we go. 4 away. Wow. There you go, man. That's like, I don't know. I'm speechless when it comes to that kind of stuff. Like, it's like getting a compliment. Like, I don't know what to do with it, man. I'm too humble. I almost feel like apologizing. Yeah. I wonder what I should do for that. I'd like to bring people on. I don't have much experience. I've only done that once, and that was with Kate. So maybe I could bring people on. Oh no, this one. Okay, so sometimes to answer that question, all right, man, awesome. Um, Sometimes whenever I start a drawing, I'll start doing it and I have no idea where it's going, and it'll just appear as it. But that's not very common these days. What'll happen now? All right, okay. There's two ways that it happens now. So with this one, now this one's completely from my imagination. What I'll do is I'll just close my eyes and then I'll see an image. And then I'll do my best. Oh, hey, what's up, TFT Mean Builds? Thank you for dropping by. Um, what should we call it? So I'll close my eyes, I'll see like this image, and it's almost like having a dream. You see this image in your dream, and I'll go, okay, let's try to get that down. Let's try to illustrate it. And that's how this one went. Oh, what's up, the shortest review? Welcome from New Zealand. I'm in Japan, man. Same time zone, possibly. You guys might be an hour, or, I don't know, different or whatever. Greetings. Um, yeah, so with this, I basically have I had an image that kind of popped into my head, and then I'll start drawing it and drawing it, and while I'm drawing it, like other things will appear. So it's kind of like some improvisation as I'm drawing it. Um, and I tend not to go back and erase a lot of things. I like to, you know, I consider the eraser to be kind of a crutch. So I'll stay away from that as much as I can. And then as I'm drawing, just other things appear, and then I kind of roll with it. And now sometimes I don't have an image in mind. I'll just start with like a circle somewhere or something like that. And yeah, eventually things will just kind of form as I'm drawing. But I've or now another thing that I do is I have reference photos. And when I have a reference photo, it's kind of like a combination of the two. Well, thank you, Ozzy ASMR, multi-layered. I'm just going to call you ASMR or Ozzy. Thank you, Ozzy. So I started working on this one yesterday for a couple of hours. I'm really taking my time with the inking here. Sometimes I have the ability to kind of rush it, but this one I'm just kind of like, maybe it's just because of the mood I'm in as well. I'm just chilling out and taking my time with it. So okay, so if I have a reference, whoa, that's 100? You're kidding me, man, Brightest. This is you, dude. It's all like, and of course everybody out there as well who's passing on the word. But Brightest, it's his, it's his. If he was a superhero, other than being Green Lantern, he would be like his superpower would be wow, 101, getting people together. No way. That's awesome, dude. It's a celebration. Well, I'll have a drink to that. The last of my Guinness in here. Where's it at? There it is. Okay. Cheers, guys. Ah, onwards and upwards. But Brightest, dude, you're like there. I don't know if there's anybody else out there like you in our fellowship that does what you do to get. I mean, of course, um, you're the only one I know that really goes out of his way to make sure people are finding each other. You have that ability, dude, and I appreciate that. Darius, over to your comment about music. I didn't see it up there, but Dude, yeah, I'm a heavy metal guy as well. Have you heard Mr. Bungle's latest album? It's from 2 years ago, but if you haven't heard it, man, go check it out. It is hard. Like it is hard, dude. Yeah, I know, man. LDG and man, I just can't. I'm like, I'm speechless, and that doesn't happen very often. But I just don't know what to say. I know that there are so many artists out there who. What are you talking about, Bryce? Come on, man. So that in itself, that's an ability a lot of people don't have, man. So I was just going to say, and I don't want to bring up any kind of sore subjects, but if you do find yourself in some kind of peril from your job to the point where you can't be doing it, you've got you've got skills that can be used th- that are essential for. No, man, dude, Darius, I'm listening to it right now. Holy shit, dude. What they did, Darius, this is insane. The name of the album is called, let me get this to you. My friend who's a DJ, I was like, I'm a Bungle fan, right? And he's like, oh man, you gotta listen to this album. Bungle's latest album. I was like, what do you mean, California? It's like, no. Like, they have another album? He's like, yeah. The Raging Wrath of the Easter Bunny demo. So what happened is Mr. Bungle, as you might know, been on a hiatus and stopped producing stuff together. And they got back together and released an album 2 years ago. What they did was they formed when they were in high school, right? And they went back and got their high school demo and basically recreated it using the same members, but now they're like all really like professional and really good. And they just did that album. And it's insanely hard. I'm going to link a video. I'm going to link a video in the chat. This video is insane. But if you have seizures, do not watch this video. I warn you now. Do not watch it. Um, Here we go. Dude, man, it is so awesome. Um, okay, I'm going to put this link in here for the. Here's the link. This is the music video for the song is called, and I'm going to use the D, Draping Your Mind. Check this out, dude. Oh yeah. Go, Brytus, feel free to throw the link in the chat too if you want to. If you've got a wrench out there, guys. In fact, I'm going to give one to this guy too. Darius, you got a wrench now. If you guys have any links or anything that you want to put, just throw it in there, man. So Darius, check out that video that I just sent you. If there are no children in the room or people who have seizures. If you watch that Pokemon video and you got a seizure from watching it, you might not want to watch this video. Oh, yeah, Comic Book Lad. Yeah, dude. But and I believe those bunnies in that video. Oh, okay, Darius, cool. All right, cool. Yeah, some of the bunnies in that video are related to the one from Monty Python, Search for the Holy Grail. Yeah, I did the album. The whole album is just insane. So, brightest, I remember how we were talking about me doing like videos of like just introducing my neck of the woods or like I have the power. Yeah, I was thinking about that. I did I'll just show these again. Yesterday I went out to the local waterfall. Thank you, Mr. Greg Gregory. I appreciate everything, guys. I don't know what to say other than thank you, thank you, thank you. Um, what should we call it? Yeah, I went out to the local waterfalls that we have here, and I took a video of me doing some artwork. I took the video, got home, looked at it. Ah, man, all right, I accept. Shower me with them. Um, and you can't really see my artwork very well until the very end because of the sunlight. But I was thinking, brightest day. This is what he was mentioning. I was thinking about maybe showing some more artwork out in the field, or just like walking around Japan. Maybe even doing like um, a vending machine tour, dude. Vending machines here are crazy. I don't know. There's all these things I have in mind. Like I'll be taking a shower. That's where I get a lot of good ideas at, by the way. I'll just be taking a shower, like, oh man, I should do that. Oh, I should do that. I should do that. And I end up doing like hardly any of them. But I was thinking about some things I could do. So yesterday I was out at the waterfall, and yeah, did this guy is over the waterfall. Well, the waterfall isn't actually pictured in here. A Jinja art vlog. There you go. Yes, it needs to happen. It's one of many things that I got to get done. Yeah, I think somebody, Mr. Gregory was asking about it. Like, do I have an image, or do I have? Is it just kind of like spontaneous, improvised? When it comes to like things like these, I I like to have some kind of things like abstract sometimes. You don't know really what they are. You kind of like even like these little spaces in the wings, these white spaces. I'll just leave them there as I'm drawing. They're not actually. I actually haven't drawn them, but while I'm inking them, oh yeah, yeah, that kind of improvise, and I'll just turn off the brain. Whenever the brain's turned off and the brush is just working by itself, I find that's when I have some of my best results. When I'm just not thinking about it, and I just let the brain turn off. In Japanese, they would say mushin, mushin ni naru, mushin, basically unconscious. Your subconscious is working. You just kind of like turn off, and you let the brush take control. And involuntary, well, something that is like of voluntary movement, like moving your hands, or doing something like that, becomes involuntary. I don't know if that makes any sense at all, but that's kind of the mindset I'm at when I'm drawing like this. Like I don't know what's going to be left. I don't know if something's going to be covered up or not. I don't know if there's going to be some areas where I leave white at. I just I don't think too much about it. I just let it happen. Mushin, there you go. If you were to write it in Chinese characters, I'll put it in there for you. Ah, hey, I like that. Basically means no heart. No heart. In the zone kind of thing, yeah. You're just not like everything that you're doing is involuntary. Like you're not even thinking about it. It's just happening. And sometimes it's good like that, and other times it could be a struggle. Or maybe that's just me. What I like when I'm drawing, man, is I go to that place. Like I'm here. I know it sounds kind of weird, but I'm here in this room, this cavern or whatever this place is with these guys. You can feel the heat of the flames coming off of them. I don't know. I'm starting to sound a little bit, yeah, weird here. But you kind of you get you get teleported to that place. And sometimes there'll be like little things, like this part I'm drawing right now. I don't even know what it is. It was just like a not. I'm not going to call it a mistake. Whenever when I'm drawing, uh, I'll kind of like let the pencil go pretty free, and I'll get some marks and stuff, and I won't erase them, and then they become part of the piece. I don't even know if they have any kind of relevance to any kind of thing that's in there at all, but I kind of like that part. Just there's a lot of things that like Jack Kirby's art, man. Like, what the hell is that? You don't know what it is, but that's kind of fun. That's what she said to me in bed. I'm being weird. Just being in the zone, baby. I'm not being weird. I'm just in the zone, hon. Giggity. Oh man. Ooh, how long have we been going here? 2 hours and 45 minutes. Oh man, I would really like to finish up all my inking tonight, but I'm just taking my time tonight, man. I don't think it's a bad thing. It's a really well, I mean, compared to EVS's stuff, dude, this isn't intricate at all. Like his stuff really extremely detailed. Uh I just don't like to get really extremely detailed like that. That's just me. Hijou ni shiawase. Very happy. Very happy. That says hijou ni shiawase. Hijou ni means extremely. In the great words of Sheryl Crow, if it makes you happy, then it can't be that bad. Unless you're a serial killer, then that's bad. Don't do that. With the big bangs. I don't know. Are there a lot of people who are I don't think there's a lot of people who are streaming in this time slot, are there? I wouldn't imagine. Maybe the full Aussie, like Raging Rhino and Lethal Lightning. それがあなたを幸せにするなら、それは悪くないよ。If it makes you happy, it can't be that bad. Now, Mr. Grant Gregory, is that are you googling that? Brightest. What does that mean? Poggers? Ah. Oh, okay. Yeah, I that's something that I never I know like Fat Steven, a lot of guys like do their gaming streams. That's something I never got. I've tried watching a couple of them, but I'm I just don't get into them. But now Captain Trek, I've watched his, I think twice, once or twice, because Brightest Day just introduced me to them. Yeah, I'd like to, but I feel like I always get there late, so I want to get there earlier next time. I know I've been on there. I've watched them twice. Stephanie Janisek. Shit, who is that? Man, this is one of those pictures I feel like I could work on just the inking alone. I could work on this for, I don't know, days, and I won't get tired of it at all. And it's been a while since I've done one like that. Like I felt like I could just keep on drawing on it for a really, really long time. Like usually what I'll do is while I'm working on something is I'll work on it for a while, and over in my someday I would like to give you guys a tour of my workshop over there, my studio. Maybe I'll do a video on it. I got a dartboard set up. I built a dartboard cabinet, and in between, like 30 minutes, 40 minutes. Oh, okay, all right. Hey, and if you guys, if you guys want to hop over to somewhere else, no love is lost to it all, man. Like when it comes down to this kind of stuff, you can promote other people. You can bring people over there. It does not bother me one bit at all. I don't. I do not give a shit about that at all. If you want to promote your stuff, you want to promote other people's stuff, if you want to throw links up to things that are going on, even right now, I do not care about that at all. I encourage everybody to go out there and mingle and support each other. That's just how I am. Whoa. All right, man. Oh, so you're an hour ahead of me. Okay. Thank you, Mr. Gregory. Thanks for all your support. Uh, I did put out something on Twitter, but I'm gonna need to. I'll try to link you in. I'll try to remember to link you in next time, and uh, yeah, so you don't miss it, what have you. But again, appreciate it, dude. Appreciate it. I think I'll be following in your footsteps. Pretty. Oh shit! It's 1:20. I didn't even notice that. For some reason, part of me thought it was still like 12 o'clock. Not that I look at it. Lately, man, I've been up to like an early sleep is like 3 o'clock is an early night. I've just been staying up really late lately because I enjoy this so much, guys. I enjoy seeing you out here. I like the fact that my stream can be a place where people meet each other. And you guys are watching me like in real time, experimenting and improving my skills because I couldn't have done this a year ago, not at all. Holy shit, no way. And I just find that talking to you guys while I'm drawing, it's great for my work as well. It really helps me go to the zone. I mean, there's so many benefits of doing this, and there's so many good aspects of doing it. I really look forward to it every time. And it's all you guys. Thanks, man. Like I don't know what it's like for me if I'm watching a person do a live art stream, because I'll watch Macady draws sometimes. But what happens to me is I'll be watching him draw, or I'll watch EVS draw, and I'll be like, "Thanks, man. Good night, dude. Stay creative. Stay classy, San Diego." Um, I'll be watching like I'll watch some of their streams and I'll be like, man, I want to be doing mine right now. And I'll oh Sherry, thanks for the follow on Twitter, by the way. I appreciate that. Uh, and then I'll be like, okay, I gotta go draw myself, and I'll break out the pens and stuff and start drawing. But yeah, it's difficult for me to sit down and watch through somebody else draw. I feel like I got to start doing my own. Man, this is like I'm really like right now. I'm having the best time I've had, and well, the best time. This has been the best time of the day, without a doubt. Don't know what to say, man, other than thanks. Thank you guys. Thank you. So let's see. Right now, well, Mr. McGranite, he's in Australia. I got people from places all over the. Oh no! Trying to suppress that yawn there. I do not want to go to sleep now. Hey, what's going on? Yeah, Janet. I figured you were still out there lurking. Now, Janet, she does some stuff too. She's a creative. I have no idea the process, uh, like how she does it. Uh, but she got a shout out from Doomcock, and I know she's working her butt off over there. Recently returned from a spa retreat, hopefully refreshed, feeling good, feeling productive. Rhinestone pictures. It's funny when you say Rhinestone. That was the Clint Eastwood movie, right? No, 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 no. Sylvester Stallone movie, right? Was it him? Am I imagining things? Was it him and Dolly Parton? What am I thinking about here? Rhinestone, 1984, with Stallone and Dolly Parton. Wow, I can't believe that I remember that. Why? Why the hell is that in my brain? Because as soon as you say Rhinestone, that was the first thing that came to mind. A country music star must turn an obnoxious New York cabbie into a singer in order to win a bet. And the movie on IMDb gets a nice old 3.9 out of 10. Wow. Guess I'm not in a rush to watch that. I'm pretty sure I watched that when I was a kid, though. Because all of my family is from this, well, my dad's side of the family is all from the South. Huge Dolly Parton's fans. We used to go to Dolly World when I was a kid. Yep. Used to go to Dolly World when I was a kid. We used to watch the Grand Ole Opry. Wow. Some memories are starting to flood back here. Something that I never went to, and I found out that they had in North Carolina. Now it's all abandoned and overrun by nature. Was a Wizard, and I think it was a Wizard of Oz theme park, but it was left and abandoned, and now it's all like really creepy and eerie. Can't remember. That's strange. Sherry, what part of the world are you from? So Janet's from the States. Darius, you're in Canada, right? No, 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 no. You're not in Canada. What am I talking about? Darius, you're Chicago? Sorry, I can't remember. New York. Well, welcome. You know, strangest thing, I'm originally from North Carolina, born in North Carolina, basically born and raised in North Carolina and Indiana. Um, never been to New York. Oh, sorry, man. You're Detroit. I keep on getting confused with. So horrible about that. Never been to New York. I've been to Detroit once. It's weird. First time I ever got on a plane was in Chicago, O'Hare International, playing for Osaka, Japan. Oh yeah, I've actually been. The reason I went to Detroit was to go see the motor show with my a girl I was dating at the time. It was cool. The car I liked the most. Hello, Star Trek nitpickers. How's it going? Hail. Um, I'm a 1965 Mustang. I love it. Muscle car. My friend's dad. I'm not really knowledgeable about all the cars and everything, but my friend's dad uh, would restore them, and he had like, oh man, he had like three Mustangs. Can't remember all the other cars he had, but they were all muscle cars. And he worked on a tugboat. Worked on a tugboat, and would be gone for months. What's his name? Last name was Gordon. Can't remember his name. Yeah, but he had all these really really nice muscle cars, dude, and he would take us around in them, and just remember the sound of the engines. I can imagine that. Yeah, uh, that would be an interesting place to visit. I've actually got an English lesson based on Henry Ford. It all practices the simple past simple tense. I imagine Detroit's changed a bit since the old days, just a little bit. I can't tell you guys how great this has been drawn with you tonight. Like, I'll be honest, I didn't have a good day at work today. This is one of those have another bad case of the Mondays. No, it's just I teach at nursery schools and stuff, and I don't know. I again, I don't want to talk about this too much, but all of my little kids, like 3 to 4 and up, they're all masked all day long, and when I see them in my class, like I don't know, I feel sorry for them. It just gets me down. I talk to people and they don't think that they're necessary, but everybody does it. So just do what everybody else does. Kind of, I don't know. I ain't gonna talk about it too much. It was just kind of a depressing day and it's feeling down. Henry Fodo. But I came on here and you guys, you brought it. I'd like to thank everybody again for subbing, getting me over the mark. 101. Can't believe that. I'll have to do some kind of celebration stream. Yeah, I hear you there, Janet. I just I don't know. It's okay. Like some of the kids, I can see that they're having trouble breathing. I have a boy. He's like this the whole time, and he's constantly pulling it down. And I don't know. Yeah, I know that I can't do anything about it. So, oh well. Yes, yes. I need to get to work on that again. I've been uh, I've been working on this kind of stuff because I just consider this practice, but um, I definitely need to get to. I need to get on that, and I'm going to get started this week. I'm also doing a seminar. Um, I'm doing a seminar, online seminar on comic books, the figure and everything. So I'm kind of doing about 15 things at once. Um, so yeah, I want to have something for people to look at soon because these live streams are fun and all, and I'll still do them while I'm, working on things. But I want to have something that you could have in your hands, something physical, uh, put on your bookshelf, or you can put in your bathroom. Uh, that's the goal. So many things happening at once. I love it, man. This is turning wild. あなたの才能は私を笑顔にする。your ability, your skills put a smile on my face. あなたの才能は私を笑顔にする。Well, どういたしまして。Oh, hey, what's up, Sporking? Nice to see you back here again. Dude, I just been working on this inking the whole time. Uh, guys, coming to life. I don't know. I've hit the 3 hour mark, and it's almost 1:40 at night here. I'm gonna do until maybe 2 o'clock for another 25 minutes. And then I might have to call it a night. I've definitely been losing a ton of sleep lately, but it's for a good cause. It's for a good cause, man. What can I say? I don't know. Maybe I'll go back with my Let's do that. How's the little one doing, Sporking? You must be so proud. Oh, by the way, in case you guys wanted to know, doitashimashite, Ozzy. I like to use this guy for my. All right, man. Thanks for dropping by again, and have fun yourself, dude. Keep up the good work, man. I love checking your streams out, dude. Love them. Like Sporking has the ability to talk about serious subjects, but have fun and be sarcastic, and and fuck around at the same time. I love it. It's weird. My light. Well, I'm not going to pay attention to it. Don't worry about it. Yes, thank you, Darius. Yeah, everybody, if you've got somebody you want to promote, if there's a page that you want to put in there, feel free to. I trust all of you out there aren't going to throw links to like, I don't know, some strange stuff. That's weird. Yeah, so I have my Copic pens here, um, but I just find that they dry. They just like, I don't know. They're good for my sketchbook for small things, but when it comes to stuff like this, I find that they just kind of, you know, I enjoy using this right here, nib fountain pen a lot more. Just something about how it feels when it touches the paper. I just like that quality, the aspect of it. Call me old school. Call me a traditionalist. All right. Whoops. How's your Deadpool coming along there, Janet? To that point where it's getting late at night. It's weird, like being in Japan, we get our nice amount of earthquakes. And sometimes when you get really tired, it feels like there's an earthquake happening. But it's just your body being really tired and kind of getting funky. So it feels like there's a little bit of shaking going on when there isn't. Oh, cool, cool. I'll have to go check it out. I remember you posting something on there before, and it looked like it was pretty much finished. So I was surprised when you were saying you were doing more work on it. Oh, the rhinestone thing? That's somewhere else I'd like to visit is Texas. Never been there. Never been there either. It's crazy. Like I did all my. There are a lot of places I haven't visited in the States. I've been all like around many other places in the world, but I feel like I haven't really, explored the States as much as I should have. Like I was telling Sheila earlier, I've never been to New York. I've been to California, never been to Texas though. Never been to Florida. I was talking earlier about how I uh, as I've grown older, I've had more of appreciation for um, the older comic books. I mean, I've always liked them, but whenever I was, in junior high school and high school, I was like big X-Men guy, Ghost Rider, the whole X series. Uh, but I think as like you grow older, like your taste in food or maybe in drinks and stuff like that kind of, changes. And yeah, so as I've gotten older, I've really had more of an appreciation for the older comic book artists. And I found out, although I know I will never be as good as him, the great Jack Kirby, I really admire what he did. Um, we have the same birthday, Jack Kirby and I. I was surprised to see that. What's going on here? Whew, I'm getting a bit tired here. What's going on? Yes, continue. Yeah, tomorrow's going to be another one of those big days. I've got a nursery school from 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. I'm teaching art to 4 or 5 years old and 5 and 6 year olds. They're split into two different classes. So tomorrow's theme is bubble wrap. Yes, you heard me correctly. Bubble wrap. As I like to call it in Japanese, puchi puchi, puchi puchi. So the art lesson, basically, I show them how to use uh, the bubble wrap is for a transfer method of like like a printmaking method. They have acrylic poster color and they put that on the bubble wrap. And we only use three colors. We only use our primaries: red, yellow, and blue. I like them to be able to use red, yellow, blue to get a multitude of colors. And they put it on the bubble wrap, and I show them that on the bubble wrap you can make gradients of the bubble wrap. You can do like shapes of the bubble wrap, and they press those like 1, 2, 3. The first one's going to be a very what should we call it, solid color, but the other ones are going to be like what I like to call ghost prints. Ghost prints is a monotype term in which the first print is very vivid, and the second one is, or third ones are subsequential ones are very, uh, they're very toned down, and they're not, they're blurry or not blurry, but there's not as much ink uh, so they look hazy. And so after we do that, I get them to dry them, and then we bust out the crayons and like looking at clouds in the sky and finding like a dragon or a bear or a turtle or a car. Um, they look at the image. They look at um the random stuff that they did with their bubble wrap, and then they find an image, and then they color that with crayons. So that's the I've pretty much I do 12 lessons a year, once a month at the nursery schools with art, and I basically got my curriculum down for 1 year. What I like to do is introduce famous artists, if I can, if possible, with every lesson. But tomorrow's lesson is just going to be having fun with bubble wrap. I'm not really going to be introducing any kind of artist. Last time I did a lesson with them, though, I did Van Gogh flowers. I brought in some fake sunflowers, and I showed them Van Gogh pictures, and I explained to them, uh, Van Gogh's influences, his subject matter, and I don't know if many people know this, but Van Gogh was a very big, huge Japanese art enthusiast, as were many painters and artists of his time. Uh, in Europe, they would get like, like ceramics or pottery from Japan. It would be wrapped up in ukiyo-e prints. Oh, this is freaking cool, man. I think this might be one of my best drawings yet. And I say that now, and then tomorrow I'm going to look at it and hate its guts. That's how it goes every single time. Wow. Again, thank you all of you out there who dropped by, who give me a thumbs up, a like. Everybody who's participating in the chat. Geez, man, it was just like such a humbling experience every single time seeing everyone out there, seeing new faces. Um, just don't lost for words, but I appreciate it, really do. And I hope that I can continue doing streams that people can come and chill and hang out and have a good time listening to or watching. If I do repeat things, I apologize. I have the habit of doing that sometimes. But no, this is it's a great experience. And like Gary often says, you don't know how long it's going to last, but enjoy the ride. Enjoy it while it's there. All right, I'm going to be winding down here soon, guys. I'm hitting close to the 2 o'clock mark. Got to get some rest for tomorrow. It's going to be another big day. Got one, two, three, four, five, 6 classes tomorrow. I'd also like to work on some more artwork. And I don't think I'll be going live tomorrow. Probably not. I need to start um, doing my online seminar again. There's a lot to be learned there. Oh, thank you, Janet. I think you might be one of the only ones that's stuck around for the whole thing. I appreciate it. Uh, I know my streams are really long, like 3 hours is a long time for everybody to be sticking around. And I'm not able to, I mean, I have a lot of stories, but things to talk about, but it can be a little difficult. Not difficult, but I could talk all night long, to be honest. But sometimes I get to that point where I'm going like a really, hey, what's up, low spec? Hey, it's okay. It's all good. Lurking's good. Nothing wrong with lurking. I just like get to this point where I get really, really focused in on the artwork. It's really weird how my thumbs up are going down. It's like, I guess people don't like it, so they're taking away their thumbs up. Okay. I'm not bothered. Um, what should we call it? Like I'll work and I'll start getting into like a really, I'll start getting really focused and I'll just kind of zone out. But I think I'm almost done with my inking though. That's the great thing. Yeah, I'm just going to finish that here. Work another 4 minutes on my inking and just call it. Oh, but I haven't really. All right, guys, I think I'm going to call it a night there. Again, I appreciate everybody coming out. Thank you for all the likes, the thumbs up. That's weird. I keep on losing thumbs up. I had 36, now it's down to 33. Don't know why that's happening. Oh well. Thank you for all the subscriptions. Gonna refresh my page to see. Oh wow, 104. There we go. Thank you so much. Thank you. Yeah. So here's what I've got so far. Well, thank you. Thank you. Uh, so this is all the details here. I don't know why the handle's in here tonight. This handle's never in the frame. Maybe that's why. Yes. No, maybe the next live stream, I'll go back in here and ink this, throw some color in it. But before that, I'm going to scan it. That way I have a pure black and white image to work with. I find sometimes that when I go back in there and throw color, it kind of kills the image. It looks better black and white, but oh well. There's some details. Face, flaming hair. I like what I really like is just working on this stuff in the background, like this weird perspective, like this whirlpool thing going on here. These abstract stairs that are just kind of random, improvised in the picture. I like that aspect of it. It's fun to work on too. It's just little parts right there. Right there. Yeah. All right, guys. Thanks again. And everyone have a good night. And until next time, take care. Peace. Bye bye. Thank you, Darius. Good night, man. Bye bye, everybody.